In this video, we're going to take a look at Rafael Mendes' pass and then finish of his first round match against Yoshioka Takahito from ADCC. So here we have Rafa on top, starting out in like a Nika position, and we're going to look at it at regular speed first. And there he's in on the Nika, he's got an underhook, locks up the crossface. Holding him tight, and then he's going to use his free leg to pry out into side mount. So let's back it up, slow it down a little bit. So from this Nika position, he's going to start kind of like shuffling his feet, trying to turn his hips to the side, but Takahito is able to keep his hips square. And then from here, Rafa enters in on the knee cut with the underhook. And you can see that the timing of this move is really important because he enters in at the knee cut just as his opponent sits up. And when he sits up into this position where he's not fully sitting, yet he's not fully on his back, I feel that the person on bottom is always really, really vulnerable. And Rafa takes perfect advantage of it, driving in with the knee cut. So let's see it one more time. Just pay attention to how his opponent sits up and the knee cut comes right at the same time. Right there. And now once Rafa has his knee passed and he gets this crossface underhook, you see his head is locked down really, really tight, almost like cheek to cheek. Looks like his chin is right over top of the shoulder. And then from here he just controls. And then he's going to use his free foot, kick on the knee, slide it into side control. Now from here, we're going to take a look at the finish that he catches him with. So let's go regular speed first. Back it up. Goes over his head. So he locks a triangle, but the form is what kind of inside his hip. There it looks like he got the kimura grip. No, he had to post his hand. Okay, so he's going to try to yank it out right there. He doesn't get it, and then you'll see how he adjusts his position before he tries to yank it again. And there he yanks it and finishes it. So let's take a look. A little bit slower motion. Okay, so here's finishing the pass. So he lands the side control. He has a crossface underhook. You'll see his opponent kind of moves his arm to the edge of the head. And then he's going to move his arm back. And at this point, Rafa already let go of his grip, and he's going to switch his right arm to the far side of the body. So usually when you switch the arm to the far side of the body, you're starting to hunt after this arm. There's a switch with his right arm. Then the other arm is going to come in and block at the hip. He's going to start circling north-south. There it is at the hip. Now from here, potentially he could just start trying to get the kimura grip. But it's really interesting how he decides to get his leg and scrape it under the head. And if you take a look at how he does this, so he gets his foot flush. It looks like his heel is right around kind of like the neck area. So even though the opponent's trying to keep his head flat, Rafa's whole foot is flat, and it looks like he can use his heel to still scrape under the head. Seems like it's a really hard motion to stop. So there he starts to scrape that heel. And I think the opponent's trying to keep his head down, but again, it looks tough to stop. You can see him kind of triangle his legs. We'll see the other side in a moment. You can see the opponent's hand is still there. We can tell from the other side that his left leg got under that elbow. And now from here, it looks like he's just trying to stabilize and slowly looking for the kimura grip with his hands. It's important to note how like patient Rafa is at this point. Like it doesn't look like he's rushing for anything. And here he goes for the grip. You'll see his opponent starts to kind of like move, and Rafa reposts. So he's not fully committed to the grip. He's taking priority of his base first. From this angle, we can see a little bit of the defense. It's hard to tell, but it looks like his opponent is straightening his arm in between his legs. So Rafa can't get like a full sort of kimura grip. He'll probably be high up on the forearm. And now from here, we see that first yank. So the first yank, he's not able to clear the arm. Okay, so here it's really important that he doesn't just keep trying to yank the arm out and anything like that. But what he's going to do is he's going to change his position to give himself more power. So he's going to let go of the head. He's going to bring his leg out first, and then you'll see he's going to post up onto this foot. And when he posts up onto this foot, this time when he like rips the grip up, he can push off the ground with his right leg, and he's just going to break the grip. There goes the foot post. And you can see how high he's able to bring his body up. And then he goes for the finish. It looks like a pretty rough finish. You can't tell from this angle, but you can see that, like once he breaks that grip, he sends that kimura like right down by his head. You'll see the opponent's arm appear right here in a sec. Right there. So that was a really quick finish. And it looks like he's going to be grabbing his shoulder. So one more time. He doesn't try to pull from here. He posts his foot up first, breaks the grip, and then there's that kimura finish.